Hello everyone. It's been a little while since we haven't done a little car chat, and the last video that I posted was regarding my newest addition to my wig collection. And today, as you can see, the curls are curling. Look at that. But my hair is finally long enough to where I can pin it. I have a clip right here, and then I have one right over here. I'm about to eat my lunch right now, but after I finish my lunch, I'm gonna go ahead and fill you guys in on my experience with Tamoxifen, because I have now reached 1 year of being on Tamoxifen. And I'm gonna give you the ins, the outs, I'm gonna give you the side effects that I've been experiencing and my overall experience being on it for the last year. So let's dive into it. Before we dive into the video and I tell you all about the side effects and my experience with Tamoxifen in the last year, I think it's important to break down what Tamoxifen is and why I'm taking it. I love the breastcancer.org website because they have so many incredible resources and research. So I'm going to go ahead and provide their link to Tamoxifen. I think the article is called What to Expect, Side Effects, and More. And that's all regarding Tamoxifen. So I highly encourage you to please take a pause, go click that link, read up on it. That way you have a more in-depth description as to what Tamoxifen is. So I've mentioned it before, the cancer that I had, the breast cancer that I had, was estrogen positive and it fed off of my hormones. So what Tamoxifen does is it helps stop cancer cells from being able to use the estrogen in my body so that they have no, in essence, food to feed off of. So the breast cancer that I have, I was ER, PR positive, HER2 low. So HER2 low, there's typically people who are either HER2 positive or HER2 negative. I was somewhere in the middle where it's very rare, but it does happen in some cases where some patients are not in the positive numbers or in the negative numbers. They're somewhere right in the middle. So that's why I am classified as HER2 low. I've now been on Tamoxifen for a whole year and I am expected to be on it for at least 5 years, and the best case scenario would be to be on it for 10 years. Now, in regards to family planning, I am able to take a break from it after the 2 or 3 year mark. So once I get 2 or 3 years down with Tamoxifen, then I'm able to meet with my oncology team and discuss the pros and cons of me potentially taking a break from Tamoxifen and hopefully getting pregnant. So that's one of the discussions that's a little bit more down the line. And I am already sweating. It's not really hot. I am having a hot flash, which brings me to one of the major and biggest side effects of Tamoxifen: hot flashes. As mentioned, hot flashes is probably the most notable side effect that I have been experiencing with Tamoxifen. It's kind of hard to pinpoint some of these side effects that I've been experiencing because some of these side effects may also be linked to Lupron, which is another medication that I am taking once a month. It's an injection. And some of these side effects can also be post-cancer treatment side effects that I may still be dealing with. It's hard for me to be able to pinpoint exactly where these side effects are coming from, but there's only really 3 potential culprits of these side effects. So as I mentioned, hot flashes. Hot flashes are something that I experience on a daily basis. I also have cold flashes. So what happens is I will go from being extremely cold and then all of a sudden I will have a hot flash and I am like burning up, and then the hot flash goes away and then I'm back to being cold. Night sweats are another thing that I struggle on and off with. There are some nights where it's like a whole week or maybe 3 nights in a row where I wake up absolutely drenched in sweat and freezing cold. So that is another thing that I've been dealing on and off with for the last year. Another very notable side effect is I have no periods. And I have not had a period, honestly, since probably the second half of my chemotherapy treatment. So it's been well over a year. And I'm gonna say insomnia is another side effect. However, I am thinking that the insomnia actually is due to the hot flashes and the cold flashes and the night sweats, because the hot flashes sometimes cause me to wake up in the middle of my sleep and then I cannot go back to sleep. Same goes for the night sweats. I will wake up drenched and very uncomfortable. I have to change. Sometimes I have to shower, and then that ends up waking me up, so I'm unable to go to sleep. Since my chemotherapy treatment, my sleep has been dramatically different. I used to have amazing sleep. I used to be able to sleep through the night, not waking up. And yeah, it hasn't been that way for over a year now, and that did cause a lot of like depression and anxiety in myself. The lack of sleep can truly just affect your mental health so much. So when I say that I was very, very like depressed for many months, I think it all tied back to just the poor sleep that I've been struggling with. I'm learning to live with it, and I am looking into completely changing my diet and seeing if that can potentially aid in helping me just fall asleep faster, stay asleep, and just get good sleep overall. I think because of the insomnia, I struggle with fatigue. But I also feel like I struggle with fatigue. Even if I get a good, quote unquote, a good night's sleep, I still struggle many days with just feeling tired. I feel like I am tired all of the time. A few months ago, I was actually kind of worried that maybe I was having a relapse or something, because one of the main side effects that I had when I was first diagnosed with my breast cancer was fatigue. No matter how much sleep I got, no matter how many naps throughout the day I had, I always felt insanely tired. It's not that bad as it was back then, but I do always still just feel tired. And the next notable side effect is brain fog. Now, I think honestly this brain fog is just kind of what's been left over from my cancer treatment. I started noticing when I was at the last leg of my chemotherapy that I was having a lot of memory problems. I was struggling with remembering things. I became very forgetful. And even now till this day, I just see such a huge difference in me being able to remember things. I feel as though it has affected my work a lot. I forget deadlines. I forget what I'm working on. I forget key details to things that I should know. So that has been quite of a challenge. Things that I found to work around that have been writing everything down and using my Apple Watch to set reminders multiple times throughout the day. I mean, I probably have over 50 reminders per day because I'm constantly just talking into my Apple Watch and telling it to remind me of this, remind me of that, remember to do this, remind me to turn off this, and so forth. So this has honestly come in handy so much with my short-term memory problems. And honestly, that's it. That pretty much wraps up all of the key side effects that I have noticed in the past year that I've been on tamoxifen. Now, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, some of these side effects may not entirely be correlated with tamoxifen. It could be a side effect of my Lupron, or it could be a side effect of the cancer treatment that I had a little bit over a year ago. So I just wanted to hop on here and share my thoughts, my experience with tamoxifen this last year. And if you are about to start it, if you are on it, maybe you relate to some of these things. Maybe you search this on YouTube because you are afraid of going on this medication. That was me as well. I was super afraid of the side effects when you get the medication and you have like this giant, huge, like 3-foot paper of side effects that can potentially happen to you. But I am now 1 year in remission, and I can only hope that it's the tamoxifen with the Lupron that have been helping me stay in remission, and I will continue to take it for the next 5 years, maybe 10 years, and who knows, maybe science is always evolving. Maybe in the next few years there will be some other better alternatives to keep cancer at bay. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting my channel and supporting me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Free.